Good afternoon and welcome to I've Got Wood Part 2. Today is the first part where I'm actually going to do some work on this wing. And what I'm going to do is just repair that one wing rib and install the cap strips on that one half of the wing that doesn't have any. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything more than that just for time wise, just to try to keep the length of the video a little bit shorter. So I'm going to have two different camera angles. I'm not sure which one is going to work out the best. I may flip-flop in between both of them and see how that works. I'm not really sure the best approach to do this type of thing because this is the first time I've really done this type of video. So let's just see how it goes. Okay, the first thing I had to do was, it's been a while since I've used this to fit or medium CA, so I had to unplug it. Let's see if I can find, I've got it unplugged here. I'm probably going to have to break most of this thing off just so I can get the glue underneath. I'm just putting a bead there, a pretty thick bead. I don't really skimp when it comes to CA. I know it's not inexpensive, but I'm just going to hold that for a couple of seconds here. Now I've got my cap strips here, and I got a fairly fresh razor blade. Got a bean bag here to hold this thing in place. So what I'm going to do here is start here and just going to put this in place here. And this piece feels really dense. This is really, so those of you that are not as familiar with building balsa kits, there's at least 3 different densities of balsa wood, and you can tell the density by the grain and by the color, and that's really dense stuff there. And I got a Sasha coming up here. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing here. Basically, now I don't want you, no, you need to get away from that, please. Basically, just with this thin strip here, I'm just kind of pushing the cut. And it's because this is so dense. This particular piece of cap strip material is really dense. Sasha, I really don't want you involved here right now. Wow. Okay, finally we got that done. So this one's probably not going to really want to bend very easily either because of that. So hopefully the smell of this will just kind of make you not want to be up here right now. What do you think? You think there's a chance of that, Sasha? Yeah, maybe that was a chance. So this is really dense. This cap strip is, damn. I guess I should have checked it, but it's not like I've got a whole lot of cap strip material to choose from. This is one of those things that kit manufacturers they do for you, is they select the density for various pieces. And in this instance, this was not the right density for this material because this is really stout. I'm going to see if there's other pieces. You can test it by sticking your fingernail in it and seeing how soft it is. This one just wanted to pop up on me. And I'm hoping I'm holding it down long enough so that it will stay. This one feels a little bit more pliable. Let's see how far we can get with this one. See, that's how easy it should cut. It should just go right through there. Boom, boom, you're done. This, I'll just hold it for about 15, I don't know, 5-10 seconds or so. Let it grab. I used to be able to just crank cap strips out very quickly in the old days. Now this is that rib I just glued, and it feels like it's in good shape. And no, I didn't pre-sand any of these things. Oh, it feels like this piece I just used is getting denser as I go down the length. That went cut pretty well. Okay, that's a good one. So, this is the first time I've glued balsa wood in, whew, man, probably many years. I can't even tell you how long it's been. 8, 9 years. And we just kind of find things to do with your hands. Hold other things while you're hold the previous part. See how imprecise my measurements are there? Okay. A little bit of a gap on that one, but that's all right. That's what they make covering for. Yeah, that one's got a big gap, but maybe I can fill that with something. Fill it with covering. So I checked the mail, no covering in the mail yet. That's a good one there. No, I'm not interested in any opinions on what I'm doing or any tips or tricks. Anything about how to keep my glue nozzle clean or any of that kind of stuff. Done it many times before. This is the way I do things, and I'm not going to go changing just because somebody does it a better way or a different way. So don't bother. That's the quickest way to get me to just turn the cameras off. Okay, let's wipe the tip, cap it, because now we're done with the cap strips on this top of the wing. Now I need to flip it. Maybe we'll see if this other cap strip piece over here is a little bit less dense. Yeah, this one's a lot less dense. Leave that on here now. I need to make sure I don't put one there. Oh, I guess I could have just continued to use that piece instead of starting a new one yet. See, at least on the underside here, it's a flat surface, so there's no bending or warping, so that would be the side to use that really dense cap strip. But I'm not going to need it because there's not that much to do here. Oh, that smell. I haven't smelled that smell in a long time. Damn it, why do I keep pulling that one there when I still have this piece here? This will be the last one on this piece. Guess I could have cleaned the cobwebs off this wing before I started this, but so you want to use thick or thin, or not, you want to use medium CA for things like this. You don't want to use thin for this because thin doesn't give you enough time to apply and place. Thin is used when you're placing pieces that are a tight fit match, and they're already in place, and then you can hit it with thin. That's the time you use thin CA. Medium, you can do, it has a moderate gap filling. Medium, you really need to have pretty close gaps. They don't have to be super perfect, but you can have thick if you have to really have some gap filling. That's when you use thick. Now, in the course of my building, I don't know that I ever really used thick at all. I used thin and medium. I probably used thick a couple of times and then just figured out that it just takes too long to set up because, as you can see, I can motor along through some of this pretty quickly. It doesn't take a whole lot of time if you know what you're doing and you don't have to keep referring to instructions and stuff like that. Okay, last cap strip. Get that one cut right. No, I didn't. I missed my thumbnail or my fingernail mark. I could be using a little Sharpie marker for this. Could be doing a lot of things differently, but I'm not, so it is what it is. Grab that, let go of that real quick, cap my glue. The next thing I'll be doing is, I don't know if I'll glue the ailerons, the trailing edge stock, or if I'll do the sheeting. I'll probably do the sheeting next, but that'll be in a separate video. So cap strips are all installed on this wing now. Okay, so that wraps up putting the cap strips on the back side of this, or the right side of this wing, left side of this wing, depending on which way you're facing the airplane. The good news is I didn't glue any fingers together, I didn't make any major messes, and I'm not bleeding. So that's a plus there. So that concludes part 2 of this I've Got Wood video series. And like I said, the next part I will probably be doing the sheeting on the bottom half of the wing. And then we'll be moving on to, I won't be doing the sheeting on the bottom half of the wing because I have to make room for that dihedral brace. So that'll be the next thing I do. Will be making clearance, cutting clearance for the dihedral brace and epoxying that in place. So stay tuned for that one.